It should be good to go. Honestly, I don't know why I'm streaming today. I don't normally do any work on the weekends, except I kind of took 4 days off to go to BlizzCon. Even if that wasn't exactly the most relaxing time in the world. I'm gonna spend all day tomorrow working on D&D stuff. But also, you know, streaming's not really part of my job, is it? It's like a real minor part. Now that I think about it. Whoa. Howdy. Hello. What's crack-a-lackin', my good sir? It seems no one listens to the title, where it says it's a secret stream, so no one's supposed to be watching. How did you guys even find out about it? Are you guys known as the infamous hackers, known as 4chan? Whoa, we are in Hammerfall? Wow, look at it raining. Do we have actual rain effects, or is it the nerfed rain effects where it doesn't bounce off the floor? I don't think I've seen it rain ever since I started a character in the Undead Starting Zone. This is pretty sweet, but it looks like it's the nerfed rain effects. Here, senpai, please notice me. Hello, some guy. Notification squads. This is a very secret stream. Shh, you're not supposed to tell anyone. What's secret about it is I'm not supposed to be working on the weekends. I need to relax. And technically, streaming is part of my work, even if it's not something I do to direct. I mean, you know, not everything that's involved in work has to directly make you money, you know. Sometimes there's lots of things you do which are part of it that contribute to a whole overall thing. I'm just kind of looking at the floor right now to see how come the rain isn't bouncing and making more bazongazongs. Holy shit. Where'd all these plants come from? That's not what I was expecting. The rain itself, it's supposed to be more epic. I actually came to stream for once. I'm proud of myself. Hello there, it's Amos. Long time no see. This is too many flowers. Let's go with the recommended settings. Actually, you know what? With how low quality Classic is, I could probably go max graphics, right? There's no real reason to not have it maxed out. I'll compromise with 7. Hi, Hero. Hello. Those reverse snapped. No, don't stop raiding. No. I love the rain. You see, I live in a state where it rarely ever rains and it's always fucking hot. So, there's this Arizona meme where whenever it rains, everybody's posting pictures about it on their social medias. It's this is everyone's social media whenever it rains, and everybody's posting pictures about it and talking about it. Because everybody loves it when it rains here. So when I see rain in game, it kind of activates my inborn love of seeing the rain because it's so rare. So I had to stop and look around at it for a little bit. I had no plans on doing that. I just kind of was mesmerized of not my own free will. I said in the video, but I'll say it in person. I appreciate that the video on the Weather Channel a bunch. I love the fact you include the vid in the corner. Felt like being there. Yeah, I saw someone else post it. And I was like, you know, I didn't take like full footage of anything, and that's like the only thing I got from BlizzCon that was like, you know, I recorded the entire audience reaction. I didn't do that for anything else. All my other clips were like 15 to 20 seconds long. Except I thought, hey, I should probably get a reaction of the crowd for the new cinematic, because I know it's going to be great. And I also like wasn't too bothered by not being able to watch it correctly, because I knew I was going to watch the cinematic like a million times throughout the years for footage and shit. I was like, I'm definitely going to watch it again over and over and over and over and over. I don't really care if I ruin my experience of watching it for the first time. But I'd also only planned on having that as B-roll footage, and then I saw someone else post it, and I was like, you know, I think the crowd reactions were better from the part I was at in BlizzCon. Super secret, you say? It is secret. How are you guys even here? You're not supposed to know about this. Oh, I'm supposed to follow the path down. Here, I haven't got to watch you forever. Hello, Morgan Womack. I feel like I've seen you before recently, though. Hasn't it only been like a few days? It rains every day where I live pretty much, except for the summer. Well, lucky you. Brag some more, why don't you? Yeah, I have a place where low rain rates too, so I love the rain because of that. Yep. It rains maybe like 5 to 10 times a year over here. So whenever it rains, people go crazy about it. Not in a bad way, though. People love it. I've yet to meet a person who doesn't like it when it rains. You know, usually when it rains, if you go outside, you'll see like all the neighbors also outside just staring at it. It's kind of funny. What do you think about choosing which expansion level in for Shadowlands? I think that's a really good idea. It's so simple. And it's so good that I honestly am surprised Blizzard thought of it. So they usually are very, they're really roundabout when they do things. You guys are gonna have to watch me level up my dagger skills, so. Epstein didn't kill himself. I don't even know who he is. But I know that's a meme, and that's why I included in the Weather Channel DevBot joke for this week. Was good. It's been a week or two. I've been really busy, and your late night streams are at 2 a.m. my time. Oh. 2 weeks. I feel like I've seen you yesterday. Because you have that little anime profile picture. And I recognize all anime profile pictures because I love anime. 6 minutes ago, I'm right on time. It's been about 8 minutes, but give or take. I'm Canadian, A. BC sucks from rain. My old house got flooded. Man, that sucks and everything, but lucky that you get rain all the time. I wonder, can you guys hear my dog sleeping? He's like 5 feet away from me, and he's snoring. I doubt you can. The mic doesn't really pick up noise that far away. I'm from BC too. White Rock, Surrey. What? I'm from BC as well. I remember, so like, my best friend is Canadian, and when I first met her, like 8 years ago, it was in World of Warcraft, and you know, we were talking about where we were from, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm from BC," and I was like, I didn't know what BC meant. She said it in a way that made it seem like it was totally obvious and that I should know what it was. And I was like, BC, you mean like Washington? I wasn't really sure. She's like, what? No. I was like, I don't know what BC is then. Like, you know, BC, Canada. And I was like, that's not making it more obvious to me. I still don't know what BC stands for. Yeah, I think I said afterwards, British Columbia? I don't know if that's what it stands for. You know, don't tell her I said this, but like, I don't remember. Except land ho. Turn in land ho. Yes, British Columbia. Okay. I guess I did know. I still don't really understand where BC is at. One of the professor's contraptions indicated the lost treasure was near this cove. I brought the harbinger. Blah, blah, blah.
See you around.
Time is money, friend.
Deep sea salvage. I can't use maces.
Have a good one.
Nailed it, Canada. Best EST crew. I was wondering here, what covenants looks the coolest to you? Like, someone made a graphic of them, you know, showing which covenant looks like which video game series. And someone showed one of the covenants looking like Ori and the Blind Forest. And I was like, dude, Ori and the Blind Forest is like, you know, one of my top 5 favorite games of all time. I was like, oh, damn it. That's really cool. It's like, I kind of want to go with the Ori and the Blind Forest one now. But also, you know, the Lich ones and the Vampire ones look cool too. But someone relating it to Ori and the Blind Forest really got me wanting to go to that one for the aesthetic. Defend. Watch the dialogue. Defend. Okay, I'm supposed to defend this dude. Okay. Nailed it. It's on the border of Washington State. Is it really? To be fair, BC and Washington are practically the same. Are they? Does DC stand for District Columbia? Hello, you're my second favorite WoW YouTuber after Mad Season Show. Don't you mean your 5th favorite? Second favorite. You're giving me a little bit too much credit there. Help, I told you this place was cursed. Yes, yes. Uh-oh. Well, I guess I'll just melee. Pretty much we're like right besides each other. Are you guys? I don't know. I'm not from British Columbia. Hi, hello DJ Dawn1. Here, do you know your PC specs? I'm really curious. They're not good. I need to upgrade my computer. I've been needing to upgrade my computer for like a year or 2 now, and I've just been too lazy to do it. It's like, you know, upgrading my computer is basically a business expense, since everything I do is on my computer. And I would get everything basically set for computer video making anyway. And I can afford like any setup I want, especially since I can write off a lot of it on taxes. You gotta be careful though. You can't write everything off on taxes that relates to YouTube. But but I'm pretty sure a computer is one of them. I'll have to ask my sister. She's an accountant. That being said, you know, the price isn't really the problem. It's more of a, I don't know computers very well. So I want to make a really good one, but I don't know. Whoa, increases two-handed mace skills by +7? Damn. That's really good.
You have a great day now.
I can't use maces. Not really good for me. I'm just like really good in general. Click here after equipping the goggles. Okay. Use water breathing. Okay. Alright, let's go do this. I watched your video where you defend Sylvanas and how she acts for the good of the Horde. It has not aged well. That's why I need to update it. I plan on making a new video. I have this idea for a video. It's called Sylvanas did nothing wrong, semicolon, and in fact is a hero. That's the video I plan on making. It seems really hard to write and I'll probably give up on it. But I have some plans for a Sylvanas video. It probably won't have that title exactly. I might change it to something else. I've actually been thinking a lot about what title I should give it, because I don't know if I'll be able to make a video that really fits up to that title. You know, I basically want to go over what Sylvanas has been doing this whole time and how everything has been pointing to the jailer thing that was revealed. Because like when the cinematic happened, you know, after I saw everything, I was like, oh my god, everything makes sense now. But a lot of people were just pissed off that Sylvanas got a random power up out of nowhere. And I was like, no, you don't understand. They have literally been like hinting at this for the longest time. And it all just makes sense now. But I also know the average WoW player doesn't even read quest text, so of course they have no idea. So I want to make a video basically explaining all this stuff. And I just chose that title because I knew it would get a lot more views. Like, a better title would probably be something like, you know, Sylvanas Vernacular. But no one would click on that. That's stupid. Or, you know, Sylvanas' plan all along. That might work, but that's kind of weak and lazy. It's hard. You know, sometimes, most of the time, I make videos based around their title. Because the title is like one of the most important parts of the video. Get a RTX 2080 graphics card. I want to get a GTX. Who gets RTX? I agree. I like you and Mad Season because you're both chill. Dude, I found out like a couple months ago. Apparently Mad Season Show has been donating to my Patreon for like the past 2 years. Like, I remember when he did it at first. I was like, oh, that's neat. And then I forgot. And then I saw it when I was checking my Patreon tiers for like the end slate. I totally forgot. I don't know if he's still there. That was a couple months ago. But also, when I needed to get into the Classic WoW beta, Mad Season Show gave me an email address, and I contacted them, and they got me in when they had like that 2-day beta before it launched, because they didn't invite anyone else during the really long beta they had. That being said, Mad Season Show's a cool dude. I'd really love to get him in a video. Because people ask all the time to collab with him. And it's like, you know, I'd love to. He would probably be up for it as long as it wasn't something too time consuming. Because he's shown interest in the past before. But I'm not interested in doing collabs for the sake of collaborations. Because they usually come off as really fake and lame or not very good. So I keep thinking, it's like, what's a good video which I could ask him to do a couple of lines for? That way we could technically have done a collab and people can stop asking. Or, you know, if they do ask, I can say, I did do one, and I can point them to the video. Thinking about starting YouTube. Any advice? On my channel, I have a playlist. There's only 2 videos in it, and it's called How to Be a WoW YouTuber. I would suggest watching that playlist with 2 videos in it. It's just full of advice. Just tons of it. It's really specific to gaming channels, but I assume if you want to start YouTube and you're asking in a WoW stream, it's probably video game related, so it would be very helpful for you. YouTube is a completely different beast depending on which kind of niche you're going into. Like, you know, if I wanted to become a beauty YouTuber tomorrow, I'd have no idea how to do it. But if I wanted to become a YouTuber of another video game, I would have a lot more options because I kind of know the basics. Good guy, Mad Season Show. Yeah, he's great. I'm really happy that his channel is doing very well. I can't wait for you to tell us who did nothing wrong for next year's April Fools. I was kind of thinking maybe Arthas, since people ask for it a lot. That one just seems so easy. That I don't want to do it because I want to do something good. I want to do something difficult. Like, you know, the Garrosh video and the Sourfang video. Like, I'm proud of those 2 videos. Like, those 2 videos legitimately convinced so many people. That Sylvanas one, not so much. I kind of went too light on that one. And, you know, her story wasn't over yet. You know, like someone said earlier, your Sylvanas video didn't age well. It's like, yeah, I know, because a lot of things kind of made the video irrelevant. Luckily, Sourfang's story ended, and his ending just kind of justified my video even more, which was so good. Because he straight up said honor was worthless. I was like, oh my god, that's so good. Oh, retroactively making my video so much better. Sourfang video was funny. Exactly, like, you know, I like to take topics that are so obviously wrong, and then, you know, argue them in a way to make people think that, hey, you know, maybe it's not so wrong. You know, maybe there's reasonable doubt, you know? Like, I can't tell you, I was looking at my statistics today on YouTube, and one of the metrics was like, how people find my channel depending on what they search for on YouTube. And the 2 big ones were like World of Warcraft and, you know, my name directly. And like the 3rd highest one was Garrosh did nothing wrong. So people find my channel specifically looking up Garrosh did nothing wrong. And I just thought that was hilarious. Discount Mad Season Show is talking about real Mad Season Show. Discount Mad Season Show. That's a first. Start streaming League. I don't like League though. Well, not true. I did try out League of Legends. I liked it well enough. I just prefer Heroes of the Storm. You could collab with Volty. Video would be exactly 10 minutes long. You know, he did ask me to do a collab once. I didn't really like the idea of the collab he asked for, though. I don't think I actually responded to it either. I meant to, I just forgot, and you just reminded me. I was like, oh shit, yeah. Because what he asked was like, you know, if we could do guest uploads on each other's channels. You know, like, you know, he uploads one on mine, I upload one on his. I don't like the idea of that. But I never got back to him. I wouldn't mind doing a collab with him. Just not a guest upload. I hope we meet Garrosh in the Shadowlands. Would we, though? Because Garrosh... I mean, the Shadowlands is the afterlife for the entire universe, but Garrosh died in another timeline, so does that count? Is he in our shadow? You know, isn't this where the title charm is located? It is. I wonder if I can go make a round to see if the prince is here for the title charm. This is where the title charm... it's probably not there. I don't know where to search either. I'm just going to keep doing these quests. Arthas did nothing wrong. Yeah, the Arthas one, it's too easy. Sourfang video was funny. The Sourfang video was really difficult. But I think I did a good job with it. What are your thoughts on the Shadowlands? I think it's great. I think it's a great idea. I'm excited for it. Pizza did everything right. I wish I could have pizza. Excited for Deathwing? Yeah. I really wanted to try Deathwing out on BlizzCon, but every time I tried it out, it just... the computers weren't working. I don't know. Like, I tried twice, basically. First time was in the media room, and the Heroes of the Storm computers just straight up weren't working. So I had to give up on trying Deathwing, because they had, like, Deathwing loaded up. And the computers just weren't working, which was disappointing. No one seemed to care because it was just Heroes of the Storm. And then I went to the Heroes of the Storm section to play a game, but I knew everyone was going to play Deathwing. I was like, okay, so I'm going to play Lost Vikings because I know I can completely dominate if I play them. Because it's really good at carrying, like, low skill cap games. But, you know, however, if no one picks Deathwing, then I'm going to pick him. Because I want to try out Deathwing. And someone picked Deathwing immediately, like I thought they would. So I was like, okay, time to go for plan A, I guess. I didn't get to try out Deathwing. It looks like a large brown book in a gray cauldron at the middle floor in the sunken ship. Okay. Looks like I gotta find something specific. Ah, here it is. Do you like Fire Emblem at all? Modern games are super anime-feely. I did buy the new Fire Emblem game, but I didn't play very much of it before I stopped. That's how it is for literally every single game on my Switch, though. I buy so many games, and then I play a little bit of them, and then I don't play much more. Like, you know, I brought my Switch with me when I went to BlizzCon, and at the airport, I basically just played Ori and the Blind Forest, and that's a game I've already beaten twice. Just because the game is so good, I wanted to beat it again, you know, on the Switch. It plays really well on the Switch. I kind of want to keep playing it more. Just because Ori and the Blind Forest is such a great game. It's so good. I highly recommend everyone play it. Like, not only is the game really good, like, the controls are some of the best I've ever had in, like, a 2D platformer. And also, the visuals, like, it's probably one of the prettiest games ever made. You know, it's just, like, good on all levels. The art design is, like, A+ tier. The controls are A+ tier. The gameplay itself, oh god, so good. Like, the dash move. Why don't all Metroidvanias have that? It's so convenient. You can just, like, go through mobs without having to fight them. And it also allows you to... you can basically use mobs in order to platform with. It's such a neat mechanic. I can't wait for Ori 2 to come out. What was I talking about? I don't remember. Are you going to switch to live when A3 comes out? I mean, I already play live all the time. Like, basically, the only time I play classic is when I stream. And I haven't really been playing too many games because I'm busy. Like, you know, let me tell you my average day. So, I wake up in the morning, I check all my emails, I log into both classic and live. That way I can check my auctions, that's it. And then I eat breakfast, and then I do whatever my chores are for the day. On Mondays I go grocery shopping. On Tuesdays I make my WoW news video. On Wednesdays I go shopping for miscellaneous things and do laundry and stuff, you know, something like that. And then after I get back from doing that, then I work until dinner. And then after dinner, that's when I do whatever else I had planned for the day. If it's like a Tuesday or Thursday, that's when I raid. If it's not, then I go back to work. And then after work, I read for 2 hours before I go to bed. So, like, there's no time to play video games and all that. Because I specifically have 2 hours scheduled before I go to bed, only for reading, because it's a really good way to unwind your mind and get it ready for sleep. Because I take sleeping seriously. And the only time I actually get to play video games is like on the weekends. So like on Saturday, you know, like today, that's when I decide, is like, what game am I going to play today, since I don't really get to play video games outside of my scheduled playing time of like if there's a raid on Tuesday or Thursday. And that's usually when I play Classic. Lately though, I've been taking an hour at the end of the night, like at 11, in order to play Classic, just so I can level up my character. And that's why I've been streaming more often, because it's like, I found that, you know, so late at night, sometimes I actually just kind of get bored playing Classic. So if I stream it, it's actually, you know, I always have somewhat of a good time streaming. And I found if I'm doing it with Classic, it's kind of enjoyable. Okay, it looks like a tan scroll laying on a wooden ledge in the middle of the sunken ship. Collect Maiden's Folly charts. Okay, so I need to go back into the middle of the ship. I thought we were getting rid of Heroes of the Storm. I love Heroes of the Storm. Carney Bloodhoof, Shadowlands Return. Heck yeah. I didn't even think of that. You're right, though. Hero, what do you think I'm releasing Phase 2 after just 1 week after announcing it? I think it's bullshit. Made me quit Classic since I wanted to reroll Rogue, but I won't be able to level up now. Go on a PvE server. There you go. Problem solved. I don't understand why people play in PvP servers anyway. Also, you know, I don't even have a max level character yet. And I don't plan on raiding. These phases mean nothing to me. Not until, like, the battlegrounds come out. And even then, I don't know. Like, playing the the time-walking AV really reminded me that I kind of like the reinforcements mechanic. Because I've done Alteric Valley hundreds of times throughout my years of playing WoW. Like, when I first started playing WoW, doing battlegrounds is one of my favorite things. So I've done AV hundreds of times. I have that battleground layout, everything about it just like memorized. And seeing the Alliance turtle at base with no reinforcements just made me think, God damn it, we're gonna be here all day. We can't beat an Alliance turtle unless they give up. Especially not with a pug group. But with reinforcements, we can, you know, wipe them enough time to win. Assuming we don't lose. I mean, like, most of the time I play, I lose if I'm playing Horde. I remember when I was getting footage, let's see, for my AV video that I made. I did Alteric Valley like 12 times for that video. And 10 of those times were done on Horde, and I lost every single battleground. I lost every single match on my Horde character, and I won every single match on my Alliance character. I was like, yep, this is pretty much how it goes. This is AV, alright. Let's see, it looks like a tan scroll laying on the first flat of a wooden crate next to a cannon on the middle. Next to a cannon. Ah, here it is. Have you seen the Konosuba movie? Are you planning on seeing it? I read the book that it's associated with. Like, I will see it, but I already know what happened, so I'm not in a hurry. Because, like, after the first season of after the first season of Konosuba, I read all the light novels, and the light novels go way past what the movie's on. So I know what happens in the movie, and I know what happens afterwards as well. Looks like an open book laying on the ground at the very bottom of the ship. Okay, so do I have to, like, go downstairs in the ship? Okay, yeah, it does let us come down here. Here we go. Get him, accelerator. Alright, got it. I don't know what I just did. Oh, okay. This girl said she wanted to hook up, but her room had people in it, so she was going to wait for them to leave. Do you think she'll invite me over? I literally don't care. Brag some more, why don't you? Did I kill this thing? What covenant you thinking about? I don't know. What mod is the green arrow? That's Zygor. I think they made a second version. Second version of what? What kind of jealousy hero is weak? Because I have school, sports, and dance. I don't have life any time for myself. Yeah, like, you know, here, let me tell you my schedule in high school. So, in high school, I woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning to ride my bike to school because we had to be in the weight room lifting by 6 a.m. And then after an hour of lifting, we go back to the locker rooms, shower, and then go eat breakfast, and then start school at 8 o'clock, I think. So I had like an hour to kill before that happened. You know, and then we have school until like 2 or something, and then there's football practice. And then football practice would last from until at least 7 o'clock. So it's like 4 hours of practice after school, and then I would ride my bike home, and then I'd have about 2 hours before I had to go to sleep. Luckily, I did all my homework in class, so I had those 2 hours in order to play World of Warcraft. And then on the weekends, I had work. So any time that I wasn't working was spent playing World of Warcraft, which was probably about half the day, and I worked both days on the weekend. And all to start over again next Monday, waking up at 5 o'clock. I hated it. I hated it the whole time. I never got used to waking up at 5. I did it for 4 years, and I didn't like it every single day. Every day I'd wake up, and I just was like, God damn, I do not want to do this. 6 a.m., we had to be in the weight room at 6. Like, that was the rule. Like, if you showed up at 6, you were late. You had to literally be lifting weights. So we're usually in there, like, around 5:55 or something. They look like large gray stones on the ground underwater on this area. If you're wearing goggles of gem hunting, they will appear on your minimap as yellow dots. Okay, so let's turn my tracking to something else. They will appear as yellow dots. They are not appearing as yellow dots because there's nothing around here, I guess? So what I'm saying is I totally understand your pain because I had a very similar schedule in high school. Like, I was so busy in high school that I always thought, you know, there's those movies where people go back in time to high school. If I ever had to go back to high school, I would immediately quit football and quit my part-time job and then spend all my time just playing WoW because that shit sucked. I had to wake up at 6:30, get home like 7 or 8 depending on the game, practice plus homework, sometimes give or take early morning practice, and I have to dance for 3 hours every day as well. Yeah, so we had a very similar schedule, except I had to wake up earlier. And here's the thing, like, you know, I went home and I didn't have homework, and it's not because my school didn't give me homework. No, They gave me the normal amount. I would just like metagame my time in school in order to use all of my free time in order to finish it, so I didn't have to do it at home. Or, I had a class, and some classes were not as, where I had to pay attention as much as others. So that was prime time for getting some homework done. And I remember I had like chemistry before my Spanish 2 class, and I was already good on like what we had to learn, so I would usually just study for the Spanish test that we were going to have during my chemistry class, because I knew I could pass whatever test. Like, chemistry was easy. All you had to do was just memorize the elements or whatever, and that was something you could do within the first month or two. How do you feel about the class changes from Legion going to BFA and general classes in BFA? I'm lucky enough to be playing a class that benefited greatly from the changes, so I was never on the hate wagon. Some classes did not fare as well, though. The priest, however, is great. The Dis Priest, BFA Dis Priest, is probably one of the best they've ever been. So I guess it just, I like it. I like the changes they made. They're pretty good. However, lots of people are not as lucky to be playing a priest. You ever read Korean manga? I read Solo Leveling, and Four Cut Hero is probably like one of my favorites as well. And yeah, I read a couple of Korean mangas now that I'm thinking about it. I could just keep listing off a whole bunch of different names. Currently the ones I'm reading though are, Solo Leveling. And probably a couple others that I don't remember their names. I like Solo Leveling, it's great. Yeah, Solo Level's pretty great. I like Four Cut Hero better, but I think that one's on hiatus. Because Four Cut Hero just has, like, it's a comedy Korean manga. And it has, like, the best drawn action scenes that I've ever seen. Like, I didn't know action could feel, like, dynamic until I read Four Cut Hero. And it's like, whoa, you can, like, feel the people moving around in the world. It's so well drawn. I've never seen anyone draw it as well as Four Cut Hero. And it's a comedy manga too. It's so hilarious. The juxtaposition is so funny. Because the show, it's also really funny to read too. The manga is just like great. I really wish I could just like bring up some things of Four Cut Hero and show you. Is like, see, this is why the action in it is so good. Wow, finding these gems is difficult. How did you do it? How did I do what? You mean wake up at 5 o'clock every morning? I did it very begrudgingly, complaining the whole time. That's how I did it. I'm sure if I had a more positive attitude about it, it wouldn't have been so bad, but I don't think that's possible. You can't just wake up at 5 o'clock every day and have a positive attitude about it. That's terrible. It's so bad. I was constantly tired. I basically like lived off of energy drinks and caffeine. Why you play this game? I don't know. Probably because I hate myself. I do the exact same thing. This semester is hell for me. Well, it gets easier after high school. The busiest I've ever been was when I was in high school. I'm leveling 1 in BFA and enjoying it. A priest? Good. Hey here, I've been watching the vids and streams but never commented till now. I did running started in high school and made me quit WoW till Classic was launched because it was so much work. I can totally see that because I had to like efficiently plan my day in order to just get my 2 hours of WoW at the end of the day. You know, I just really wanted to play WoW the entire time. I want to turn off track minerals. Let's just get it in the way. Yeah, it's real easy to not have any free time if you're playing sports in high school. Especially since, you know, if you're on a good team, they're going to require you to come in before school. And unfortunately, I was on a good team. I've heard some other, like, schools, you know, they were talking about their practice. They don't go in before school, and they also only practice for 2 hours after school. I was like, damn, son, why couldn't I go to your guys' school? You know, I know you guys lost pretty much every game, but, you know, I don't really care because you don't have to work all that much. You know, it's probably why they lost so many games, but... High school is a waste of time, learned nothing practical, overworked in advanced classes and athletics and got nothing from it. Yeah. You don't really need to take advanced classes unless you have, like, a university that requires them. You know, that's why they have counselors to, like, plan your future. Is like, you know, what are you trying to do with your life? And we'll plan your classes around that. Or, like, you're gifted, so we need to challenge you now. You know, it's more of you know, lots of the things you learn in high school you'll never use again in life, but you want to have the options. Like, what if you change your mind later on in life and you want to do something that requires calculus? Or maybe you decide that you like those kinds of things because you tried them out in high school. That's kind of what it is. It forces you to do a whole bunch of bullshit because it might be useful later on in life. It gives you the options. It doesn't completely limit you to like one specific thing. And it's all like entry level stuff anyway. Once you go into college, it gets way, way harder. It's so much easier. You do what you want. You just study for exams. Yeah, high school is all about like throwing a whole bunch of different things at you at once. You know, to give you a more well-rounded education. A lot of it is going to be useless because of that, though. But you know, it is a good system. As an adult looking back on it. You know, at the time I thought it was all useless bullshit too, but, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. It's not like I can't do my work, and I don't want to get anything less than A's. I did graduate in the top 50 of my class. I remember I found that out during graduation. They're like, hey, you're an honor student. Would you like to get the sash for $50 extra? I was like, what the hell does that mean? It's like, it means you're in the top 50 of your class. Oh, I didn't know that. Also, no, I do not want that. I do not want to waste any more money on this stupid thing. I really didn't want to go to my graduation. I thought it was a waste of time. You know, looking back on it, it was a waste of time. But also, I didn't really need to be so negative about it. You know, because the whole thing with graduation, it's not for you, it's for your parents. They want to see you graduate. They want to be able to throw parties for you and stuff. But I never really cared about my parents. So I didn't really want to be inconvenienced for their sake. But also, you know, I couldn't tell anyone that because that would just make me sound like a terrible person. So I just went with it. And I just grumbled and complained about it the whole time. Now is the time in the stream I have to head out. I have a concert tomorrow. I'm gonna clean my house. I need some sleep. See ya here. Have a good night. Rest of your night. See you later, it's Amos. Have fun at school. Recently made my priest Disc Priest, and I'm really enjoying it. Disc Priest is like the best class in the game. And I honestly feel sorry for other classes who don't get to enjoy a well-crafted class. You know, like, your class is good if Blizzard constantly nerfs it with every patch. Like, since Battle for Azeroth has launched, Disc Priest and Shadow have been nerfed in every single content update. Like, they don't get any buffs or, changing or anything. It's just constant nerfs. And it's totally warranted. When they nerfed this stuff, I was like, that makes sense. Because I remember my guild made me go Shadow for the last tier. I didn't really want to go Shadow, but I was the only healer that had, like, a good DPS spec. Because all the other healers were also really good. So I went Shadow, and it was actually a good time. And Shadow DPS is really good. So when I saw that they nerfed the dots by like 50%, I was like, yeah, I can totally see why they did that. Maybe they lied to your honor student, they just wanted that 50. No, they didn't lie. I had like straight A's. It made sense. I just never really cared. And I was one of those people who didn't really care about the schoolwork, but also, I like to, if I'm going to do something, I'm going to get an A. I had a really weird work ethic. I worked really hard for something I didn't really care about. Shadow of fucking blows. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. I remember when we were doing Zakul. He's like the second to last boss in the raid. That was like one fight where we were down a healer. And that was like the best. It was like an unfortunate situation. Like one of our healers had to step out because of IRL stuff. It was just for the week. And we were progressing on Zakul. And it's like, oh great, we have one healer who's DPS just because, we have too many healers. And that would have been the perfect time for me to switch to Disc. But Shadow is so good on that fight. They asked me to stay Shadow. And honestly, I was like, I would have suggested it too. I think I might have did. I was like, I should probably stay Shadow for this fight. I know I'm constantly asking to go Disc, but Shadow was really good on this fight. Like, no other DPS comes close to the amount of damage Shadow can do on Zakul. That was the only fight in which the only week where I could have finally have healed. And even I was like, damn, Shadow's just too good on this fight. We're probably better off just pugging a healer, to be perfectly honest. Face reveal. Never. You guys will never know what I look like. Was playing football fun? Is that why it kept you in high school? I was just really good at it. Like, sure, it was fun, but there's also so much unfun things about football. Like, waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning to go practice, and then practicing for 4 hours after school. That shit sucked. Especially football camp. So, like, during the summer, you had to pay $500 in order to go to football camp. And it was basically 1 week where you drove off somewhere to, like, some other different school or something. And then we all slept in, like, a gymnasium. We had to bring an inflatable bed. Pack our own stuff, and for a week we just basically worked out all day until they gave us food, and then we worked out some more and then did drills and stuff, and it was terrible. I hated it. I hated football camp so much. And you had to pay $500 for the privilege of doing all this stupid. Ugh. And I had to go like 3 years, and I hated all of them. I never wanted to go. I was so happy that I didn't have to do that anymore. During my senior year, I was like, oh, thank God I don't have to do this ever again. Football camp finally gone. But I'm athletically talented. So I was really good at it. And I remember I was really lazy too. I didn't want to play football anymore. But I didn't want to quit the team either, because I always thought, like, what if I quit the team and then we make it all the way to state this year? And that's exactly what happened. So it's a good thing I didn't quit. But I had this mentality in the senior year where, you know, first string practice was really hard because they made you, like, do extra drills. So I was like, you know, I want to be second string. Second string still gets to play, but you don't have to do first string practices. So I did just good enough, and I intentionally lost a couple of drills. That way they would put me in second string, which totally worked. You know, I was still a lot better than everyone else, except thankfully there was 2 people who I had to work really hard to beat. And as long as I was just a little bit lazy, you know, I was just below them when it came to drills. So they put me second string. However, what I didn't account for was the fact that they would make me second string for the entire defensive line. So I had to learn 4 positions, and I was the starting second string player for 4 positions, and I had to learn 4 different things, which meant 4 different practices. And I had to work even more than if I had just been first string. And it meant I had to constantly play during games too, because I was always just giving someone else a break while doing a new position. And I was like, well, dang it, that backfired. I don't think that lasted very long, though. I think that was only for half the season. Half the season, and then for like 2 games, I tried giving this one sophomore some experience, but he was really bad. And then I injured my shoulders, and I had to worry about it anymore. I remember I was so happy when I injured my shoulder. It meant I could finally stop practicing. So I milked that for as much as I could get. I stopped playing Legion, barely played WoD. Game felt simplified since Kata. Then you would probably love Classic WoW then. Do you feel tired of WoW? Nope. Single dad, 2 toddlers. Talk about hard to have free time. Yeah, totally. I was a babysitter for 2 years. I know how difficult it is to watch toddlers. I'm killing stuff. I'm supposed to be looking for things. Too spooky. Speaking of high school, my 25th high school reunion is next year. That makes me feel really old. My 10-year anniversary is next year. Hopefully I can show up to it. I don't know when they're going to do it. I'm not really in contact with anyone. I'm not really sure how those work. But we're going to have our first tentative reunion next year. Hello, good evening. Hello there. Morgan Wuck. Well, my group is online now. I'm going to go head out. Bye, Hero. Your group is online? What does that mean? Does that mean you have a group of friends that come online? So you go talk to them? In which case, wow. What a normie. Cataclysm is my favorite expansion. Don't care what people say. I'd say it's probably one of my favorites too, but only because that's the expansion I played the most in. Your secret stream is secret no more. I can always tell your stream because people are joining the Discord. Oh yeah. I mean, I would tell people, but you know, most of the time when I tell people in Discord I'm streaming, they just don't care. So it's like, why bother? They can just turn on notifications if they want to stream. Or they can find out after it's over. Both of those things work for me. These things are kind of in the way. I need 2 more of these things. Burning Legion was mine. 27 says his info. I'm actually only 16 years old. I started doing YouTube when I was 10. That's why if you go back and listen to my old videos, the sound quality is so bad. Good morning from Sweden. Hope is all well. Recovered from BlizzCon. Used to play soccer. Was on a similar camps once or twice. The fire alarm may have gone off. Yeah, we never had anyone pull the fire alarm. Recovered from BlizzCon. Yeah, I basically recovered for it the day after, during my trip to Disneyland. So when I got back, I was just super excited to be home. I went right back to work. Wait, how old are you? I'm 16. Of course. 2.5 months after launch, still 42. Omega lol. You know it. You see, this is what happens when you take your time and don't rush it. You see, the fun thing about classic WoW is the journey to max level, and not really max level itself. Anyone who rushes to max level is doing it wrong. I lied, I didn't leave. They're doing PvP and I'm good at that. They are my group I usually raid with, but apparently no one is in the mood to raid tonight. Oh, so your raid group got on and you're about to go raid today. I see, that makes more sense. It also sounds like you regularly hang out with them outside of raid. What a normie. Okay, this is how I get out. Started late TBC, so I didn't get to play vanilla, but hey, now I can cry about getting my ass kicked again. Heck yeah, just don't play on a PvP server. "27 is basically middle-aged on the internet. That's why I'm only 16 years young. YOLO, am I right, fellow kids?" Wow, I have been swimming around for a really long time looking for these things. Good to be away, better to be home. Heck yeah. That's a good way to describe it. I'm gonna steal that and use it from now on. Wait, work? Interesting. What do you work as? Who works? My work is making YouTube videos. I had a popular WoW channel when I was 16, as did all young lads. Exactly, that's basically just part of growing up. You grow up, you have a successful Fortnite channel, and then you enter the real workforce after getting banned for cheating. Legion will always have a place in my heart. Been playing on and off since I was 9-ish in Walt, but Legion was expansion. I fully got into endgame content and joined an amazing guild. Wow, you've been playing since Wrath of the Lich King, and Legion was the first time you raided? Wow, that's surprising. Like, I'm surprised someone would play the game so long without raiding, because that's like the cornerstone of the game. Well, good on you. You finally discovered why people like this game so much, because the raids in WoW are legit. Even at its worst, no one ever complains about the raids. Even when people were giving BFA all kinds of shit at the beginning of the expansion, not a single person complained about the raids. Same thing with Warlords of Draenor, which probably had 2 of the best raids of all time in it. Oh my goodness gracious, I can't find any more of these things because they're goddamn hidden on my map. I might need to turn off this goddamn add-on just so I can see shit. The indicators on the map are honestly kind of hindering my being able to find shit. How the heck can the bird dive and breathe? He is a magic bird who disappears when I tell him to go away, and then teleports back to my side when I blow a whistle. All the sci-fi space crap weirded me out. Never played Legion, just liked like Diablo Warcraft Edition. I love Diablo. How come it's not working? Is he too close? Probably. Really wish they would add a range display to Classic. You know, it's been a while since I've checked. They might have range display. I need 2 more of these elven artifacts. Oh, there's one over here. There it is. Wait, so work is YouTube, not IT technician or WoW tester or storyboarder writer? No, I make YouTube videos for a living. I know, very surprising. Every time I tell people that, basically during every single stream, it surprises them. I find raiding boring because I'm such a cool contraception. You've just probably never raided in a real raid team before, Welts. I think there's one down here. YOLO, one of the guys I raid with I've known since 7th grade. He actually introduced me to my husband. He's like family, even if he is a man-child. Wow, look at you over here flexing on us with a stable relationship. Or I guess I should say good for you. Unfortunate about the man-child friend you have, though. I mean, when I was younger, I'd always thought at max levels I never knew what to do. Used to think all the content was leveling. Also, imagine talking to people online to a guild, am I right? I mean, like, here's the thing. I don't like talking to people, but if I need to talk to people, you know, I do it. And you need to talk to people in order to raid, so of course I talk to people in order to raid in Wrath of the Lich King. As soon as I had the time, because I literally could not raid while I was in high school. I was just too busy. I had 2 hours of free time every night. That's not enough time to stick to a consistent raid schedule. So as soon as high school ended, I started raiding, and it was so much fun. You know, I had to ask around and join a couple of guilds before I found one that stuck, but it worked out. Raiding slapped ass, but the entire rest of the game post-BC was incredibly boring. Post-BC? Did I finish this quest? I think I finished the quest. Oh wait, I can just keep leveling up my dagger skills. Saw the quartering today, didn't really understand something about tubers losing their channel. Tubers losing, I mean, some YouTuber always does something stupid every day. It was probably that Fortnite kid. And he didn't lose his channel, he just got banned from Fortnite. Why Hunter? Because Hunter's really fun to level. And my main used to be a Hunter before I swapped to Priest because I found DPS incredibly boring. How do you explain that to people in real life? It really all depends on the context. Like, my entire family knows what I do for a living. And they're all really supportive of it. And like whenever I go to family events, the children will come up to me and they'll be like, "Ooh, I want to be a YouTuber too." Because, you know, YouTuber is like the new rock star or movie star thing for kids. All kids want to be YouTubers when they grow up. But when I'm explaining it to like doctors, because when I had to go to the doctor a whole bunch like the past couple of years, one of the questions I'd always ask is, what do you do for a living? And I could never really explain it to them because most of them didn't know what a YouTuber was. And I tried a whole bunch of different creative methods in order to explain what I did for a living. And none of them worked. So I don't really know how. Okay, boomer. Yeah, I wish I was around back then. Would you like to play classic BFA models or low-quality vanilla models? Well, they force you to play with low-quality vanilla models. I would love to play with BFA models. Raiding requires friends? No, it doesn't. Just requires a raid guild. It sounds like you've literally never been in a raiding guild before, Welts.
Keep it real.
Ooh. We're now friendly with Booty Bay. Hugs from Brazil. Hello there, Victor. Vitor, I mean. What's up, gang? Well, there was once I joined a guild. It was good, but I struggled to find a guild, so I never really wanted to go around asking randoms. You, I guess if you've never joined a guild before, you wouldn't know how to do it. Is this an upgrade? It has a whole bunch of strength. No, it's not.
Salutations.
Salutations, good friends. Okie dokie. Choose your reward. I can't use either of these things, but this thing vendors for a gold. So I'm definitely taking that.
Daylight's burning.
Equip your regular head armor. Okay. Click here after equipping your regular head armor. Turn in sunken treasure. Here it totally says I'm an YouTuber. Okay, boomer. For a living, you're 16? Yes. Ahoy, hunter. What brings you here to sunken treasure? Okay, time to go to the Badlands. Alright, let's go to the Badlands. My first ever raid was Karazhan. And that was only because they needed some fillers for the ranks. That was cool. For an introduction to that sense, it made an impact, or did rather, yeah. Karazhan was meant to be like an introduction raid anyway. And it's a really good one, too. To be fair to them, it's a weird profession. It sure is. Like, my grandparents, they don't understand what I do for a living. Like, you know, they think, you make videos and you make money? How do you do that? It's like, you know, the ads that's run on it. You know, all those commercials you watch whenever you're watching your CNN or whatever? You know, I get money for those. It's like, oh, I don't know how that works, but, you know, when are you going to make $1 million with it? I think they're a little bit more understanding because my uncle, he's like a web designer. So they're kind of used to people being able to make money through their computers. They don't understand how it works, but, you know, they know my uncle supports himself very well. So they just think I do something similar. Follow the road. Okie dokie. W2F, I thought this was a card review channel. That's my Yu-Gi-Oh channel. Over on www.com/YouTube/theduologs/.com. You're a porn star? Yeah, I don't think so. No one would pay to see me. What is the best healer? Dispriest. If anyone says anything else, they're probably lying to you. Anyway, love you, hero. I will forever remember the coffin joke on New Year's, I think a few years ago. The coffin joke. Now that's something I haven't told in a long time. Okay, leaving for real. Gotta go help the hubs level up his DK. Bye. See you later, Morgan Womack. Favorite classic zone to level in? Shit, I have no idea. Do I even have a favorite? I don't think so. I've never thought of it before. Let's see, it's getting close to midnight. I'd only planned on streaming until midnight. And this is a really good place to end it, since I was able to finish all the underwater quests. Oh, also, like, another reason I've been streaming a lot of Classic is because I put out, like, an hour of my time to play it at nights. And I record all of my Classic gameplay anyway. So I thought if I streamed it, you know, I'm still recording it. But it also just seems to fit. I'm not gonna sell my stuff. Are you gay? I can assure you I am not, because I have checked. That's why I know for sure. Midnight, it's 3 p.m. here. No, it's midnight. You're crazy. You're my favorite WoW content creator, man. Love your videos. Why, thank you, Buck Scrotum. I assumed you meant to say I'm your 5th favorite, though. I can't imagine I'm anyone's first choice. Why are you gay? So now level 2 Warlock. Reed Baby has awoken and summoned to do diaper raid. Have a great day, mate. Hear from you soon. Never heard calling a baby a warlock before, but that totally makes sense. Very big brain. It's 6:50 a.m. here. Why are you up so early? You're crazy. 6 a.m. is when you should be asleep. Getting 60 at 3rd phase, though. I'll be hitting 60 in phase 2. Thank you very much. Or is it phase... It is phase 2, right? They've just released Dire Maul. That wasn't part of... You've checked? I checked what? PM, I feel like there's a story there. There's a story for what? I don't know what you guys are referring to. Lek, it's obviously 2 a.m. No, it's 11:53. It's 7:52 a.m. here. No, it's not. Love the vids. What do you think about Classic? It's neat. I get bored of it sometimes. Not when I'm streaming, though. I always tend to enjoy my time a lot more if I stream it rather than play it by myself. What server are you playing on? Atyash. I woke up to go to the toilet, watched the video before I was going to head back to sleep, and then I saw the stream. Oh, that makes sense. Slash played. 4 days. Ever gonna collab with Noble? I would love to collab with Noble. 3:53 a.m. here. Almost halfway to 60. I'm more than halfway to 60. I'm already at level 42 and I have a mount. It's 11 a.m. Cheers from EUA. Love the vids. Why, thank. Why, thank you. Is YouTube's recommending my stream again? You know, like the average stream viewership is around 200. 200 concurrent viewers. That's about an average. So whenever it goes above that, it usually only happens when YouTube starts suggesting it more aggressively. But it doesn't do that all the time, so I wonder why it does that sometimes and not every time. Are you the real @nightbot? Yes. I'm surprised they didn't dismount me. Follow the path through multiple tunnels to Loch Modan. Why am I going to Loch Modan? Oh, I need to go to the Badlands. Okay. I just kind of follow whatever Zygor tells me to do because it's usually pretty good. So I was like, you know, I know this path before. I remember when I made the video on the aquatic form quest chain, I learned this path really well so that I could map it out in a video. Collab with the Sylvanas lore videos you mentioned in your BlizzCon video? Collab on the Sylvanas lore video. That's a good idea. I'll have to write that down. How much was your mount? It was like 90 gold. I spent everything I had to get it. I wasn't able to get it as soon as I hit level 40, but I was able to get it while I was level 40. Are you the real @Nightbot? Seriously curious. Yo, did you watch KSI versus Logan Paul LMAO? No. I don't believe I did. Was hoping to see you'd be rating B Blackwing Lair. Then I can keep watching Wipe. Blackwing Lair is not out yet. Do you know anything about Classic WoW? House G? House S and G? That doesn't come out for like another... I don't know. With how fast they've been releasing the things, it'll probably be out soon. So I need to go this way. Okay. Classic is good at making your character feel absolutely pathetic, especially if you level a warrior. See, that's why you should level a hunter. Much more easier and faster and quicker and more better. They're like easy mode leveling. Okay, this thing's bothering me. I'm gonna feed my pet real quick. Wait, I don't think he likes fish. Let's give him some meat. I played WoW Vanilla when Marudon was made. I don't get with the current classic WoW news. What? You do know classic WoW, yet you don't play classic WoW. I think you meant you know vanilla WoW. Fred. What? Will you be rating Classic and BFA at the same time? I have no plans to do that. I have no plans to do any rating in Classic. Basically, my plans for Classic is just to level up characters and then get footage of leveling all of those characters. Ideally, I want to level every class to level 60 and then make a video about it. But I'm taking so long to level my characters, it's probably not going to happen for another year. No, I played Vanilla WoW, not Classic WoW. Yeah, I see that. That's basically what I said. I'm raiding Classic and BFA at the same time. Yeah, I'm sure you could. You can probably clear an entire Classic raid in like an hour because they're so easy. And then you can spend all the other time doing actual hard raids in BFA. I think you're tired, Hero. Probably. It's a big time commitment. Yeah, joining any raid team is a pretty big time commitment. 7, 8 Mythic Retail, 10, 10 MC, 1, 1 Oni. If you can complete 7 out of 8 Mythic and Retail, then you can easily clear every single raid in Classic. Yeah, BFA rating is much more engaging. Yeah, it is. I remember I said in a video that, like, you know, BFA rating's harder. And a couple people got mad. And then I basically replied to everyone who said it. It's like, this is not a controversial opinion.
Oh, do I have a deal for
This
you?
is something most of the WoW community agrees on. And the only people who get mad at this are, like, die-hard vanilla purist. But I was surprised. There was like at least 4 people who made that comment. Watto will sell this. I don't need these. Damn, those sold for so much gold. Do Naga scales sell? Maybe I'll try selling them. I don't want this. Frog leg stew. I don't need that. I don't need shiny fish scales. They don't sell for anything. Coarse stone. a greater healing potion. Yeah, that should be good for now. Let's make sure I didn't accidentally sell something I need. Okay, I should be good. Classic rating is a joke. I'm just here for the items in PvP. Yeah, basically. Sounds about right. Wait, am I not supposed to collect that quest?
Do I have a deal for you?
Pearl diving. Ooh. Ooh.
Be good.
Accept barbecued buzzard wings.
Have a good one.
Turn in. Accept this. I did accept it. Mark is complete. News for. Wait. Kill enemies around this area to hit level 41. Kill enemies around this area. Skip this step. Accept news for Fizzle. I can't accept this quest because... Talk to... Why is it skipping things? I need to kill things in this area for this quest. I don't know what it... Okay, I don't think there's an inn in the Badlands.
Time is money, friend.
So it looks like I'm stuck here for now.
Keep it real.
Maybe. I don't know. I'll probably look this up later. Let me catch up on chat and then I'm gonna head out. So what about leveling a pure holy DPS priest? Remember the hamster wheel video? Yeah, I was in that video. People who think classic raids are hard, never played vanilla, probably. What drew you to heal over DPS / tank? For me, healing just seems like hard mode DPS. You have to focus on healing and making quick decisions with no prep. You have to maintain DPS rotations. That's what drew me into it. DPS was boring. I just found it really dull to do the same rotation every boss pull. Especially when you have to, you know, when you're progressing on like server first stuff, you wipe to the same boss like 100 times on average. You know, the hard bosses anyway, and it's really boring to do the same rotation over and over. Whereas healing was a little bit different every time, and it was a lot more fun. Well, a little bit different. Something goes wrong differently in every fight. Especially when you're on progression. It's just more fun to wipe to a boss 100 times as a healer than it is as a DPS player. But that's how it was like back in Cataclysm when I stopped DPSing. When I had to go DPS again in BFA for the one tier, I found it a lot more fun. Like, the rotation wasn't as static as it used to be. Plus, with, like, you know, world logs and everything, you can see how you compare to people around the world, which wasn't really a thing back then in Cataclysm. It probably was, but it wasn't as widespread as it is today. I'm currently leveling a couple of warlocks, one in classic, one retail. And the first levels are boring, but it's pretty cool to remember how much this game has changed. Yeah, that was something I always told people, you know. I was excited for Classic because it would show people, you know, like, how great the conveniences they've added to the game over the time have been. I like mac and cheese. Why am I so hungry? I miss mac and cheese. Healing is boring for me. I literally doze off when healing in raids. Some healers are boring. Like, straight up. You know, I've raided on most of the healers to try them all out, and I found druids and holy priests are just like super boring to play. But my Disc Priest is a lot of fun. So I'm sticking with that. The Paladin was kind of boring too. So was the Mistweaver. Although Druids and PvP healing, that's loads of fun. I actually prefer Druids in PvP healing to Disc Priest PvP healing, but I vastly prefer Disc Priest raid healing to all the others. It's just more fun. When people die, it's my fault. That's the best part about it. Kargath in, Kargath West. Let me look for that. Kargath. Ah, there it is. I'm gonna head over there. The Kargath Inn. My logs is a favorite thing about raiding now. Yeah, logs wasn't really a thing back in the day. I remember I used to, like, in Cataclysm, I was on 2 raid teams. I healed as a Disc Priest in one, and I DPS as a Hunter in the other. And both of the raid teams were, like, in the top 5 of the most progressed on the server. So I was basically competing against myself in 2 of the raid teams. And I always, like, I had a direct comparison of which one I like to wipe on more than the others. And I found I was still having fun with the game, wiping on my healer. Whereas on my Hunter, I was getting really bored of doing the same rotation over and over. But that was only after, like, 4 years of DPS. I remember I used to really enjoy DPS at the beginning, trying to hit the highest numbers possible. But then when you're always number 1 and your rotation is the same all the time, it's not as fun. It was still alright. I still miss playing on my Hunter occasionally, but the Priest is so much more fun. Especially as a healer. Hero needs more likes. Heck yeah. Like, favorite, and subscribe, y'all. I'll have you know, only 21.5% of people who watch my videos are subscribed to the channel. And only 27% of people who watch my Yu-Gi-Oh! Videos are subscribed. So I know you guys are watching my videos without subscribing. Not people who are on the stream. I'm pretty sure YouTube only suggests my stream to subscribers. Mokgraw. Yay, I found an inn. Ooh, is there a mailbox? Yes. I can send stuff off to my bankroll. Let's see. Almost no leather to send, huh? That's unfortunate. I have some other things I can send. Neat. Canterbrought numbers of the favorite LFR looking for... Oof. I can't say the R word on stream. Otherwise, I'll get in trouble with Daddy YouTube. Kargath is where you have to keep your hearth for raid in order to get Oni to MC as fast as possible. Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, Druid is so boring. So is. That explains a lot. I main a Holy Priest healer. I don't think I have my bar set up for my Holy Priest. On my Priest, I only ever play Disc and Shadow. And, if I were ever to, like, swap over to Holy, I'd have to probably, like, set up my bars and all my gear and everything, because I haven't gone that spec at all. Do you still play Yu-Gi-Oh? Yeah, I have a second channel called The Dual Logs. You should go check it out if you like Yu-Gi-Oh! It's basically like the things I do on this channel, only with Yu-Gi-Oh! Which was your favorite Cataclysm boss and why? Probably Spine of Deathwing. And because I had so many alts leveled and ready to go, that I was able to swap over to my Shaman healer in order to get the kill for the fight. And on my DPS team, I was able to swap over to my Arcane Mage in order to help us get the kill for the fight. Because that boss on Heroic mode was really class dependent. So if you had a shaman healer, like we had another shaman healer, but we only had one of them, and me swapping over to my alt shaman healer is what got us the kill. Like we had 70 wipes, and then we got the kill on our 75th attempt after I swapped over to my shaman. So we only had 5 attempts on my shaman alt before we got it, because just having 2 shamans was so good. And like the same thing on my hunter team, I swapped over to my arcane mage and we got the kill within like 5 attempts. That was fun. I was watching another video and it randomly brought me here. I didn't know this was live. Oh, that's what it does. Okay, so occasionally, my usual stream statistics for this is around 200 viewers. Give or take. Usually goes a little bit lower than that. And the only time it ever goes above that is when YouTube starts recommending it. And I guess it's because it puts it on the watch next thing and people are just auto-playing into it. That would explain why, it goes above the 200 threshold. So I'm going to end the stream soon anyway. I will most likely not watch you again, but since you asked so graciously, I shall bestow on you a like and a subscribe. Magic is way cooler than Yu-Gi-Oh! Good luck with your future, young one. Thanks for the honesty, Aiden Chicken. I didn't really care for Magic too much when I tried it out. Which is a shame because, Magic is like one of the most popular card games. And I really do like card games. I just don't really like the mechanics of Magic very much. Okay. I am gonna go now. Audi Bags is better than Bagon. I don't know. I played like all of Legion with Audi Bags. I played every other expansion with Bagon. So I gave Audi Bags a really good shot. I just kind of prefer Bagon to it. I will support you, but YouTube don't take PayPals. Sorry, mate. They don't? That's how I usually pay for it. I was watching the Warlords of Draenor announcement trailer and saw a stream and clicked it. The Warlords of Draenor trailer. That's funny. Sub to the Dual Logs. Yeah, Dual Logs. Only if you like, Yu-Gi-Oh content. Don't do it out of pity subs. Because, my Yu-Gi-Oh channel, it does very well for itself. Like, to the point where if my WoW channel died tomorrow, I could still do YouTube full-time because of my Yu-Gi-Oh channel. Coming from Yu-Gi-Oh, I didn't like Magic much either. It felt very slow. But Hearthstone is like better Magic. Yeah, I like Hearthstone. I like how Pokemon plays too. I'm very open to trying new card games. I'm not one of those people who thinks Yu-Gi-Oh is superior to everything else just because I have a channel based on it. I also don't think, World of Warcraft's a superior MMO either. I'm very open to trying the competitors. I just didn't like Magic very much. Whereas I like pretty much everything else I tried. Anyways, love your videos. Have a good night, bro. See ya. I'm gonna go too. I just didn't know they were both you. Coming from Yu-Gi-Oh! It's like Magic with no lands in the deck. Yeah, I don't really like the lands in your deck, and I don't like the defender advantage or whatever it's called. Okay. I'm gonna go now. I already stayed like 15 minutes past the point where I was gonna go. See y'all later.